Hello again, my name's John. I'm a retired cook from the northeast of England in the UK, and welcome to my latest video recipe. Before I get started, I'd like to wish each and every one of you a happy and healthy new year for 2022, and hopefully it'll be better than the last 2 years we've had to get through. Okay, let's get back to this week's recipe. And in this one, I'll show you how to make these delicious and very simple to make chocolate muffins. You can view the ingredients list and full written method for this recipe on the recipe page on the channel's website. I'll leave a link in the description under the video, or you can click on the eye icon top right of the screen to take you directly to the recipe page. And I'd like to thank the Patreon and PayPal supporters for their very kind help. I'll be doing the shout out and name splash a little later in the video. Okay, let's get on with today's recipe. Okay, now there's not much preparation for this recipe. In fact, all you need is a standard size muffin tray or pan, and 12 of these standard size muffin cases. Place each case in the muffin cups. There's no need to grease anything, and that's it. That's all the preparation needed for these delicious chocolate muffins. I'll start the recipe by sifting in most of the dry ingredients, beginning with the flour. Now I'm using self-raising flour, which already contains some baking powder, but if you're using plain or all-purpose flour, you need to add an extra 2 teaspoons of baking powder to the recipe. Next to go into the sieve is the caster sugar. If you haven't got caster, just use ordinary granulated, but caster is much better for cakes. Time to add your baking powder to the sieve. Don't forget, if you're using plain or all-purpose flour, you need to add 3 teaspoons of this. Don't add the cocoa powder at this stage. Now sift that into your bowl. If you see any lumps like this, it's probably the baking powder. Just push it through with your fingers. Time to add the cold butter. Now I'm using salted butter in this recipe, but if you're using unsalted butter, you need to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt to the recipe. Now start to rub the butter into the flour with your fingers, and this is why I don't add the cocoa powder at this point, as it will stain your fingers. Now this takes around 3 to 4 minutes in real time. Keep going until you have something that resembles fine breadcrumbs like mine. And now you can sift in the cocoa powder and gently fold it in with your fingers. Time to add the chocolate chips. Now I'm using milk chocolate chips, but you can use dark or even white chocolate if you wish. Now mix those in. Okay, that's all the dry ingredients in. Now it's time to add the wet. Before I beat them, I'll add the vanilla extract to the eggs. And if you want to know how to make your own extracts at home, I'll leave a link to my video in the description. It's surprisingly easy to make. Now whisk up your vanilla and your eggs. Now these seem a bit on the small side for large eggs, so I may need to add a little more milk to the recipe later on. And the last ingredient to add is your milk. Right, time to start mixing. Now I'm using my trusty wooden spoon handle to do mine, but you can use an electric hand or stand mixer at this point. But if you do use a machine, make sure you don't over mix it. Just mix it to the point where it all comes together, then stop. And just as I thought, those eggs were definitely smaller than large, as the mix is definitely on the dry side. so I'm going to add another 20 mils or grams of milk. And that is much better. As you can see, it's mixing much easier. And one of the advantages of mixing by hand, you can feel when it's the right consistency. And that's it, it's done and ready to go into the cases. How easy was that? Marvellous. Before going any further, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, that's 355 Fahrenheit, or gas mark 4. Right, while the oven's heating up, I can fill the muffin cases. I'll show you one or two, then I'll just whiz through the rest. Now, as you can see, this muffin batter is much stiffer and stickier than ordinary sponge cake batter. It's more robust, if you will. So fill each case just about to the top. I like to use a dessert spoon and a spatula for this. Don't worry about the middle of the batter forming peaks and sticking up above the top of the cases. Once they're in the hot oven, it sort of melts and levels off before it starts to rise up and above the cases, just like a good muffin should. It took me getting on for 5 minutes to fill these, so take your time and keep them tidy. Once you have them all filled, get them into the preheated oven and set your timer for 25 minutes. And at this point, I hope you don't mind if I give my 3 recipe books a bit of a plug. The books have lots of our favourite recipes from our work kitchens in them. All 3 books are available in the website shop along with lots of other equipment I use in the videos. And by popular demand, the skeleton style oven gloves will soon be available too. Just click on the eye icon top right of your screen and that'll take you directly to the website shop. Once the time's up, test that they're done by using a cocktail stick, or in my case, a bamboo skewer. If it comes out clean, it's done. Now you have to be careful here. If you go through a chocolate chip, it'll give you a false reading, so test it in a couple of places if yours doesn't come out clean. But mine's done, so I'll get them out. And I'll place the tin on a wire rack to cool, and I'll come back in about 30 minutes or so and take one out for a test run. Can't wait. Okay, it's been around half an hour, so time to try one. They're still slightly warm, and that's just how I like them. The inside is soft, light and moist, and the smell is amazing. And this smell always reminds me of my school days way back in the early 60s. Chocolate pudding and pink custard, my all-time favourite. If I can dig out my pink custard recipe, I'll definitely make a video on how to make it. Well, here we go, straight in. Absolutely delicious, no doubt about it. A big thumbs up for this one, guys. And as promised at the beginning, here is the latest list of my Patreon and PayPal supporters. And they are David Morrison, Justin Carpenter, Kurt Fankhauser, Todd Dahl, Robert Wrench, Michael Harris, Alexa Six, Alice Eric, Simon Hughes, Anthony Detlin, Pedro Rossi, Timothy Griffin, Jola Rahimi, Stephen Fawkes, Charles Peliquin, Dua Asherwood, Case Daniland, James Rodingray, Room Services Estate Appraisals, Sivakuma Vealpati, Sandra Oss, Adam De Oria, Stephen Brodell, Craig Flowers. And I'd like to give a special shout out to one of my biggest fans, Christopher Lever. And that's a big thumbs up for you, Christopher. Thanks very much, guys. I really do appreciate all that you do in supporting the channel. Well, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe by hitting the circle above. If you do subscribe, activate the bell icon next to the subscribe button on my channel page. And by doing that, you'll be automatically notified every time I upload a new video. And in the meantime, here's a few of my other videos and playlists that you may want to watch. So until the next time, be safe in your kitchen and bye for now.